Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another build guide. We're looking at a Warlock Curse Staff style build. I'm using the Great Curse Staff as well as the normal Curse Staff with a tome, although I'm typically using the Great Curse Staff for everything now. I'm just going to go through a quick rundown of all the skills that I'm using and potential changes. So I'm using Vile Curse. Curse Sickle works, but it's a little bit difficult to use in that the curse runs off on a lot of mobs using it. Vile Curse is just easier to keep up on 2 or 3 mobs consistently and focus your DPS rather than trying to hit everything. If we run in group content, I 100% use Curse Sickle because it's just that strong. The second tier, both of these two are viable. Curse Beam does a lot of single target damage, with Armor Piercer doing not so great AoE damage, but it reduces all the resistances as well, which is really strong. Again, Aura of Decay, it removes all of their heal over time effects, as well as applying 3 stacks of Vile Curse. This is actually a really strong spell. I am wiping groups in Hell Rifts with this currently by just being basically protected by my team, putting Vile Curses onto all of their team, and then what we're doing is having one person call out who we're going for, and I'm beaming them, and by the end of that they're almost always dead. I'm using the Cleric Cowl at the moment. This is because I found myself being guaranteed to be focused. The reason I'm using this is Ice Block. If I'm having to 1v1 players in like solo roaming, or if someone's chasing me in a Hell Rift, what I can do is put my dot up to them on them 4 times and then go into Ice Block, let the dot tip them down, jump out, and it evens the fight up a little bit. I am using the power increase as opposed to the cast speed increase. The cast speed doesn't benefit us enough to be worth it. I'm using the Mage's Robe for solo content, as I'm doing here. I'm using Mend Wounds just for sustain, really. There's no other reason for it. Of course, someone decides to ring me at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording a video. Yeah, so I'm using Mend Wounds just for regen, sustain after fights, and I'm using Frost Shield in PvP. The reason I'm using Frost Shield is it's just a defensive cooldown, really. Tied with Ice Block, between the two you are quite tanky. I'm using the flat 8% damage boost as opposed to the other two. We could potentially make a case for efficiency, but I'm just not using energy enough. I'm using the Stalker Boots at the moment just to try them out. I'm not 100% decided on them, however I am using Raging Blink. It is a 15% just damage increase once kiting away. I haven't managed to figure out yet if it's retroactive on dots, whether I can put my dots on first and then cast it and if they get buffed, or if it's snapshotting where I've got to cast that and then cast my dots. I'm not sure yet. And I'm using the hit point and regen because neither of the other two are really offering me much, and then Courier is just full when I'm going out gathering. But other than that, I'm farming. Oh, don't do that. I'm currently farming in Sleetwater Basin. I was doing some Hell Rifts earlier, so I'm a little bit further away from home, which is down here. So I'm farming between the 2 green dungeons. It's not particularly efficient, but they are T5 mobs that I can solo quite easy, so it's a good show off for the build. So what I'm doing is I'm on single target. All I'm really doing is just stacking my dot up and then beaming. And as you can see, as soon as I do that, he lost like 1,000 health in like a couple of seconds. It's not very long at all. I'm only in sort of tier 4, tier 5 gear, and I'm quite easily soloing these 2 at a time if it pulls like that. I'm not actively going out my way to pull 2 at a time because it just makes things more difficult. So I'm not really having to worry about my health. I don't ever really feel in danger. Considering this is the sort of AoE curse staff, we're doing a lot of single target damage. If you wanted to do more damage, and I'll put clips at the end of me using the single target build, there is a way to do it. You are purely single target then. But yeah, as you can see, we just killed 3 tier 5 mobs in less than tier 5 gear. We are having to heal up after it, but it's not particularly difficult. In terms of PvP, you sort of prioritise one target. You want to use Aura to count as many targets as possible just to get your dots up on everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the next one up and I'm going to ice block and just see how much health he drops. So we started at 11 and 50. Okay, so when he drops 200 odd damage, 200 odd health, but that's still a fair bit considering he can't do any damage to you at the time as well. What I'm going to try and do in a second is I'm going to pull 2 and just try to show how strong this build actually is on 2 players, or 2 mobs, sorry. Because that's kind of its peak of its damage. Anything further than that, I don't think you could really benefit from it. So we've got 1 mob there I don't actually want to pull, and we've got a druid there. So I'm going to pull these 2 mobs together. I haven't got Frost Shield up, which is actually probably a bad thing. Ooh, telegraphs. So we've got 3 on that one, and 3 on that one. So it wasn't the cleanest, but we didn't start the fight until we had 80% health, just because we had to try and group them up. Obviously if they are spread it's a lot harder to do this. But we still managed to kill it. We didn't die, we didn't even use our blink. So I think that shows the sort of strength of the build, and like I said at the end of the video I'll put in the... I'll show the single target build off slightly. It's nothing special, it's pretty much the same thing, just using a different weapon, basically. So for this, the other weapon would probably have done better. I actually lost a tier 5.21 earlier in a Rift Gate, Hell Rift, so that's why I'm using this one. If there's any builds, by the way guys, that you're specifically interested in seeing, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my absolute best to level up the masteries so that I can show them. Obviously this is beta, so I'm not too fussed about leveling multiple different things. This is actually one of the main meta sort of DPS builds currently for Hell Rifts and 5v5s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video till later on and show the other weapon in action. Hi guys, welcome back. We're currently in an expedition running the Curse Staff one-hander with the Vile Curse, Curse Beam and Death Curse. Death Curse is obviously the big change here. It's a bomb on the target that blows up, doing more and more damage for the more Vile Curses you have on the target. I am also running the Tomb of Spells because it does affect your beam and your bomb, so all of a sudden it starts being worth it. I was trying another build before that didn't really go so well. So I'm going to wait for this boss to come round and we're going to go for a kill on him. I'm actually going to run Frost Shield here, just because if I make a mistake it gives me a way to kill him. So he should just be coming around now. This is just to showcase the variety of different picks you could potentially do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open with that. It's a shame, I was hoping to get a cast off before he'd actually do anything. I typically get to 2 or 3 Vile Curses and then put a bomb on. In PvP, at this point is when I'd be casting my beam, just to get it all burst at once. So I should have let that channel fall, but I realised I didn't actually have any Vile Curses on the target. And we can dance around a little bit as he goes bang. There we go, give me my silvers. So I'm going to kill another mob or two. What you can do against mobs that aren't bosses is just open with your bomb. And then immediately just put as many Vile Curses as you can on. They're going to pop for a fair bit anyway. There we go, he died so quickly. So yeah, as you can see, it's very much more... So we're going to do it in here. I'm going to open with my bomb, put 3 Vile Curses on before it explodes, hopefully. And bam. We kill things so quickly. Damn rats. So it's going to go pop in a second. I don't think it's going to kill him, but it's going to be close. There we go. So I'm just going to do a couple more pulls, and then that'll probably be it for this video. So there are 2 mobs here. This doesn't do very well with 2 mobs because you have to try and get as many curses as you can onto one target. I'm going to open with a bomb. The idea here is that I just blow one target up really quickly, which obviously, as you saw, that died stupidly quick. Oh, I didn't actually die. It died really quick. I might actually die here. So I'm going to have to try and kite back a little bit. I think I am actually going to die. Kite back. Hopefully he doesn't get a melee attack on me and he's going to pop. Whew, that was really lucky. What actually killed me there is because the cleric didn't die, I left him on 19 health. He survived, so I had to swap back and then I didn't avoid the telegraph. It's a shame, but we managed to kite it back. The bomb, obviously, as you can see, using that little bit of extra speed casting, managed to get the bomb on him, which exploded and killed him off. So anyway, guys, that's my video for today. If you've got any more builds or anything you want to see, then please leave them in the comments below. Other than that, like, subscribe, you know all of it. Catch you later.